bisschen. In 35 Sekunden geht es anscheinend los. Bin mal gespannt, es wird hier geleakt, dass es so lila Camouflagefarben sind. Ein bisschen. Alpine hat das hier geteasert. Ich kann mir wieder wie letztes Jahr 2 Lackierungen vorstellen. Ich bin gespannt. Ich hoffe, es wird eine schöne Lackierung. Wäre echt nicht schlecht. So, es geht los. 3, 2, 1. Bin gespannt. So, zuerst werden natürlich andere Motorsportarten gezeigt. Erstmal mit Poker Coins. Le Mans, F1 23, das Spiel. Ja, Alpine macht ein bisschen Eigenwerbung. Auf jeden Fall. Sieht alles schön und gut aus. Bis jetzt. Aber wir wollen die Lackierung sehen. Die Lackierung. Oh, jetzt geht die Show los. Oh, das linke ist das WEC-Auto.
Hello and welcome to the 2024 Alpine Motorsports launch. I'm Rachel Brooks and I work for Sky Sports F1 and it is an absolute privilege to be here today on this very,
Servus,
very
was
special
geht?
day.
Chat.
Alpine has an illustrious history. Its DNA is embedded in motorsports.
Alpine veröffentlicht sowohl WEC als auch Formel 1 Auto. Wurde hier geleakt, wie es ist. Ein bisschen. Das Formel 1 Auto könnte wieder pink sein. Oder man könnte wieder mit 2 Lackierungen fahren, wie letzte Saison. Bis Australien mit der pinken. Und danach mit der gewohnten blau-roten, mit dem blau-roten, blau-pinken Design. Blau-rot ist es nicht mehr, das war 2021 so. Mal schauen, wie das aussieht. Die Frage ist BWT noch Sponsor bei Alpine? Ich weiß es gar nicht mehr. Die redet mir ein bisschen zu laut.
And this A24 that you'll see in a few moments was on track in Barcelona just a few days ago. After this, it's going straight off to Qatar.
Das ist einmal auch das Langstreckenteam von Alpine. Die haben jetzt dieses Jahr auch ein Hypercar, das heißt, sie werden in der obersten Klasse der WEC kompetitiv sein. Mal schauen, ob sie gewinnen können. Ich denke nicht, es wird wahrscheinlich so ein Ding wieder zwischen Toyota, Cadillac und Ferrari in der WEC. Vielleicht kann Peugeot noch ein bisschen mitreden. I know you're eager to see both cars and, of course, meet the drivers. So, let's crack on. Ja. Alpine is one of the brands that's most engaged across all the FIA motorsport disciplines, from F1 to endurance, from single seaters. Jetzt kommt erstmal eine Schulpräsentation. Ah ja, Ocon, Gasly, Duhan.
Alpine is truly passionate about developing motorsports excellence. So, let's have a look now at the exciting world of Alpine Motorsports.
Oh, jetzt kommt eine Ding halbe Schulpräsentation, ich will nur die Lackierungen sehen. So, ich glaube, man hört mich wieder. Musste kurz das am Mikro umändern. Jetzt wird vorgestellt erstmal Alpine. Unnötiger Trailer, kommen wir zum Punkt, wir wollen die Lackierung sehen.
Alpine's VP of Motorsports, please join me in welcoming Bruno Fama. Bruno, thank you so much for joining us. Ça va?
Ça va, Rachel, ça va. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming here today. Thank you for everyone watching live. I'm really excited and happy to be here today. It's a very special moment. As you said, we are going to unveil the car.
Der Typ wird safe auch nach einem Jahr bei Alpine rausfliegen. Genauso wie die anderen Typen vor ihm nach einem Jahr rausgeflogen sind.
Bruno, you've got a fantastic history in motorsports. I'm curious to know though where your love for it all began.
Bruno Fermar.
I started when I was a kid, really the passion for motorsport. I had the opportunity
Wer ist
to
denn
go
das?
to the 24
Vizepräsident
when
Alpine.
I was 10 years old. And then I tried
Oh
to
je.
really work hard and to
Ja, nächstes Jahr ist er auch weg.
to go into motorsport. And the dream came true. And
Ja, könnte schon sein, dass es auf der... Ah nee, das kann nicht sein, dass auf der einen Seite pinke... Oder wie meinst du das mit Ding, pinke Lackierung? Meinst du, dass beides ein Formel 1 Auto ist oder das WC-Auto pink ist und das andere normal blau?
Well, Alpine is Renault Group's cutting-edge motorsports brand, and it's pronounced a new product lineup by 2030. Can you tell me how motorsports is influencing the next generation of road cars?
we are really proud to be transferring technology from the track to the road. And for that, really, for having that opportunity, I would like to thank Renault Group CEO,
Ja, egal, Digga.
who is here with us today.
Ich schwör, der Typ, der Mechaniker hier, zweiter von links, der sieht einmal aus wie Mick Schumacher.
CEO,
Ich schwör, der sieht aus wie Mick Schumacher, der ist einmal bei
really
Alpine.
excited.
More exciting news, first electric car from Alpine too.
Yeah, the A290
Jetzt reden sie über das elektrische Auto, was sie veröffentlicht haben.
electric car, a key milestone.
Das interessiert, glaube ich, keinen Motorsport-Fan richtig, außer diejenigen, die Formel E schauen, no front an der Stelle, aber
Loads
ja,
of great things ahead then. Tell us more about
ich glaube, die meisten von uns sind noch nicht so richtig warm mit E-Autos geworden.
particular, though.
Zumindest was die Motorsportfans anbelangt.
Born from racing. Motorsport are the perfect match for us. We are really excited to bring emotion, transfer technology and make the brand
Der redet mir
shine.
wieder ein bisschen zu leise, ich muss den lauter stellen.
Today we will discover the hypercar A424 and the new Formula One A524. And Alpine is one of the two manufacturers in the world that can do this. Formula One and WEC are really complementary to develop Alpine brands.
Jetzt gibt er mit Alpine an und sagt, ja, wir sind sind eins der zwei Teams, die gleichzeitig in der WEC und in der Formel 1 sind. Oder noch ein Hypercar haben.
FIA Championships.
It's a big ask.
Junge,
It's been an
ich
exciting road for
Alpine
Alpine's
bzw.
World
Renault
Endurance
damals
program
hat eine
since
Handvoll
the
Meisterschaften gewonnen. Jetzt
A424
flexen die rum, als wären sie die
showcar that was
Ding.
revealed last June. So, let's check out some of the highlights and look closely.
McLaren.
This will be your first glimpse
Ist
of
er
the
deutlich
A424.
besser. First Glimpse, mal schauen. Das neue WEC-Auto. Hypercar. Alter, das sieht nice aus. Also bis jetzt. Schwarz, das ist böse, jetzt ein bisschen blau. Also es ist nicht viel drauf. Also so jetzt in den Aufnahmen bei der Lackierung. Es ist ja einmal so ein schlichtes Blau und ein schlichtes Schwarz. Aber ich finde, das passt irgendwie, also das sieht irgendwie richtig gut aus. So schlicht einfach. Stimmt, Mick Schumacher fährt der für die. In der WEC. Das ist der... jetzt kommen wir den Sponsoren. Boah, hinten das Rote, das fühle ich. Das habe ich bei der 2021er Formel 1 Lackierung auch gefühlt. Dieses Rote hinten, dieses rote Muster, das gefällt mir. Stimmt, Mick Schumacher fährt für die in der WEC. Ich hab's ja vergessen. Deswegen sah der Typ wahrscheinlich aus wie Mick Schumacher, weil es einmal Mick Schumacher war. Ich Trottel. Mal schauen, wie es aussieht. Ui, schöne Lichter. Alpine Blau, Alpine Rot. Bisschen Silber, bisschen Chrom. Sieht nicht schlecht aus, muss ich sagen. Kann man machen. Obwohl ich diese weißen Flächen da, also diese weißen Zacken hätte ich auch komplett rot gemacht eigentlich. Müsste sogar noch ein Tickchen besser aussehen. Aber die wollen wahrscheinlich die Frankreich-Flagge drauf machen, ja. Deswegen, aber es sieht nicht schlecht aus, also mir gefällt das Hypercar. Mir gefällt das Hypercar.
Alpine's Endurance Team Manager, Philippe Sinon. Ça va?
Ça va?
Thank you very much for joining us here today.
Hello everyone.
Alpine's entering a really competitive hypercar category at the moment. It's a car that's been developed in-house, but it's a milestone in Alpine's motorsport history. We know the competition is going to be fierce, but it's a massive moment for the team, isn't it? And for you yourself, I imagine. Tell me how it feels.
As you can imagine, we are really proud, so proud to be there with our Alpine Endurance team.
Team Principal Alpine Endurance
Team.
Team.
Thanks Luca Di Meo, Philippe Krief and Bruno as well. Together we...
Den Mann, wenn Alpine dieses Jahr in der WEC erfolgreich ist, merkt mir meine Worte. Wenn Alpine in der WEC dieses Jahr erfolgreich ist, werden sie den Mann zum Formel 1 Teamchef machen.
Yes, one of the most faithful partners of the endurance program.
This is the culmination of many years hard work, isn't it, this project?
As you know, Alpine has
You know,
a long
Alpine.
story with Le Mans. We had some success over the 10 last year, some wins, some titles. I think we are ready now to step up for the weight challenge into hypercar category.
And Bruno, if I can ask you, talking of the hypercar project, how did it all get started here?
Alpine started the hypercar project about 18 months ago. In June 2023, we presented the show car in Le Mans during the Le Mans week. And
Die hatten einen
since
Showcar.
we are running, testing,
Ah, stimmt, ja.
running, testing,
Ich weiß doch, die hatten so ein Showcar bzw. ein Testauto, das sie dann jedem gezeigt haben und dann haben sie so die ganze Zeit geflext, so, ja, jetzt schaut mal unseren Wagen an, wir sind Alpine und krass.
I can only imagine, Philippe, how intense your testing program has been. To go from zero to be ready for Qatar in a few weeks' time, how tough has it been?
Was really intense. With 40,000 kilometers made on a track, so many tests, night and day, wet track, dry track, long run, short runs, long runs even up to 30 hours of endurance test. We're learning each lap. Was an amazing job done by the team.
Bruno, I imagine starting from zero, you're on a massive learning curve right now. It's a really steep learning curve.
Na, schwer.
Yeah, that's right.
Aber stellt euch jetzt vor, Alpine gewinnt einfach die WEC. Das wäre heftig.
Make sure the car is reliable first, and then to develop its performance within the frame of very specific
Das wäre heftig.
regulations. We will go step by step, but we will compete among the
Ist ja auch am 2. März die WEC.
Bar's pretty high, though,
Soweit
isn't
ich
it, in
weiß.
this sport?
It is. The car is new, the driver lineup is new, part of the team is new. There's a lot to do. We will remain very humble, but doesn't mean that we are not ambitious. We are really, we have all a racing spirit. We will push hard and we will do our best to fight from the very first race in Qatar.
So, ich hoffe, man hört mich wieder.
Good and impressive endurance lineup. I know everyone is eager to find out who will be in which car. So, Philippe, I believe you have some news for us.
Yes, absolutely. I am so proud to introduce you racing on the car 36, Nicolas Lapierre,
Nicolas Lapierre.
Mathieu Vaxivière, and on the car 35, Paul Duchatin, Charles Milesi, Ferdinand Habsburg, and
Ferdinand Habsburg fährt für Alpine.
reserve driver, a newcomer, Jules Gounon. Everybody knows Jules as a fantastic GT driver.
Einfach Schumacher, Digga, und Ding.
Well, I tell you what,
Ferdinand von Habsburg
please,
einfach
please,
fährt
give a
für
huge warm welcome to Mick
Alpine.
Schumacher, Nicolas Lapierre, Mathieu Vaxivière, Paul Duchatin, Ferdinand Habsburg, Charles Milesi and Jules Gounon.
Einfach österreichischer Ding. Habsburger fährt einmal für Alpine.
Here today, alongside your car for the season ahead. Let's go a little bit deeper into it because, Nicolas, you and Philippe, you've got a long history together, 3 wins at Le Mans, many seasons together. You've developed this hypercar program together and you were the prototype test driver for it. How's it been? What does it feel like to be here now today?
Yeah, it was a great honor and a pleasure to drive and develop this A424. This development phase is now over, but that was just the beginning of our journey, and now we are going to race with it. Obviously, as Bruno says, it's going to be a learning season, but we are really looking forward to race this car in Qatar. I can tell you this car is great.
Katar, stimmt, in Katar fängt's an.
To race in
Wisst ihr, wo man die Chat, wisst ihr, wo man WC anschauen kann?
From F4 through to F1. Tell us how you decided to make the move to Alpine.
Yeah, I mean, I think the move was quite clear. Obviously, the closest to
Einfach
Mick
Mick Schumacher.
a whole new project, and everybody very ambitious to get going, and it just really sparked that kind of flame in me to want to go.
Und jetzt stellt euch vor, Mick Schumacher wird noch ein Mercedes-Fahrer dazu. Junge, das wäre heftig. Wenn er jetzt eine erfolgreiche WEC-Saison fährt,
I mean, the differences are big. I mean, we're trying to
rückt das Mercedes-Cockpit ein Stück näher.
It's good and
Vor allem jetzt, wo Hamilton weg ist.
Drivers, I'm very excited for
Norris bei McLaren.
Yeah, a few more.
Mick,
And Paulo,
Mercedes
if I can come to you,
wäre
last
wild.
year you were in pole position
Wäre
at
wild.
24 Hours Le Mans. You were victorious in IMSA as well. You're joining Alpine and Philippe, who you know very well, I know. So how are you feeling right now?
Yes, thank you very much. It's so honor for me to race with Alpine on to all this French flag, bleu, blanc, rouge, as light as possible in endurance racing. I remember many years ago, Philippe and I promised together
Der sieht aus wie
to
Ocons
try to
Bruder,
race
no
again
joke.
together in the future, and today it's finally happened, so I'm really happy and proud about it. I have now more than 10 years of experience in endurance racing, so I will try to bring some of it to the team and vice versa, of course. But you know, it is
Vice versa.
a big challenge ahead for
Ich
us.
finde es so lustig, wie die Franzosen Englisch reden. Oder auch die Spanier, das klingt so gut. Aber wahrscheinlich machen sich die anderen halt auch über uns Deutschen lustig, wie wir Englisch reden.
Thank you very much. Sounds like they are all ready for the challenge. Philippe, perhaps you could tell us a bit more about how you decided to divide up the cars.
We made no compromise regarding the driver. We are already on the same line with Bruno about this. We choose the driver for sure regarding the level of performance, and they are all fast, it's sure. But we decide also to regarding the spirit, the mind, and I can say today they are fast driver, but also clever driver.
And some natural affinities as well within those teams.
Yes, and at the end was not difficult, was an evidence for us, and I have to say a big thank you to Bruno for that.
Well, I think it's going to be an exhilarating season, and one we're wishing the whole team the very best for, starting with Qatar, of course. Please, can you give a big round of applause and a big thank you to our drivers and to Philippe. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now it is time to talk Formula One. Bruno, if we may.
Fühlt sich an wie Schulpräsentation, nur in besser.
There are 24 races in this record-breaking season to come from March through to December. So Bruno, I want to ask you first of all, as team principal, what did you learn from the 2023 season?
First, we really look inwards on self-criticize ourselves, and then we identify challenges and we focus on solution. Now we are full of energy. By the end of 2023, we identified and we showed some quite improvement, and now the challenge is to generalize that across all the team.
And what changes have you implemented then for 2024?
When I became team principal in mid-2023, we really focused on the track team to take...
Das ist der neue Team Principal von Alpine.
We saw that we were
Junge,
already making
wenn das der neue Team Principal ist, der hält kein halbes Jahr durch jetzt. Der wird auch rausgeschmissen. Ich sag's euch so, wie es ist.
The whole team. And that will be my number one priority as a team principal, in addition to my role of Alpine VP Motorsport.
And you're keeping on Julian Rouse as sporting...
Also der ist auch noch Vizepräsident von Alpine und gleichzeitig Team Principal. Der wird es nicht hinbekommen. Das ist zu viel Stress.
Julian, a real asset for the trackside team and for managing the Alpine Academy as well.
And some breaking news
Also,
for you all. I understand there are 2 new roles as well at Enstone and Viry. What can you tell us?
Yeah, we decided to create 2 new roles, the same in Viry and in Enstone, of Chief Operating Officer, in order to manage really the day-to-day business and operations of both sides, both companies, two different companies. And like that, I will have more time to dedicate to my role of team principal and VP Motorsport.
Well, I wouldn't be a journalist if I didn't ask you who's got the jobs, who are taking on those CRO roles.
Then we will have John Woods in Enston, who will join in 1 month's time.
John Woods, der Name sagt mir was, aber ich weiß nicht, ich bin mir nicht mehr ganz sicher, wer es ist.
She's already the operation director of.
Aber der Name sagt mir auf jeden Fall was.
And both of them, I'm sure, will bring a wealth of experience to the whole team Alpine Racing.
Great, big news for the team. Now, just before we see the car, I've got one last question for you. What can you tell me about the approach that you've taken to this A524 this year?
It's bold, I'm very excited.
Ja, ich feiere es, wie Alpine so eine ganze Präsentation macht. Oder auch gestern, vorgestern sauber. Und dann kommt einfach scheiß Haas und postet irgendwie so ein Ding hin. Einfach nur so ein nicht mal eine Minute Trailer.
Everything is not only a livery, then it's very important. 2024 is really a bold approach. It's a completely new car, front to back. And Matt will explain us
Komplett neues Auto.
More in detail.
All right, brilliant.
Okay, interessant.
Well, I know that's
Es kann nach
what
hinten
you've come for.
losgehen
You
oder
want to
kann
see
voll
these
gut
cars
klappen.
unveiled. As Bruno
Wenn die
said,
vor
it is the
McLaren
real
landen,
car. The team have
raste
been
ich aus.
working incredibly hard to get it ready for you to see the real thing today and not just a livery. So, shall we have a look at it? Ladies and gentlemen, I pronounce the A524.
Oh, endlich. Endlich. Das ist aber noch letztes Jahr, glaube ich, ja. Bei 22 war Alpine noch meine Lieblingslackierung. Also das blaue Design zumindest. Ja, das Symbol von Las Vegas einfügen. Ist eigentlich lustig. Da, wo sich Ocon und Gasly fast abgeschossen haben. Stimmt, das Monaco-Podium von Ocon gab es auch noch. Und das Zandvoort-Podium von Gasly. Das ist das Ding. 2 Podien, ja, das muss man halt berücksichtigen. Jetzt geht's los, ich bin mal still. Oh mein Gott. Alter, das ist ja was kommt. Alter. Alter. Boah, Digga. Also von vorne sagt, Alter, das sieht richtig gut aus. Junge, das Auto gefällt mir richtig.
Well, that deserves a round of applause, don't you think?
Junge, das Auto gefällt mir richtig. Obwohl, das Pinke gefällt mir nicht so, dieses Pink-Blaue gefällt mir nicht so. Aber es sieht echt gut aus, also mir gefällt's.
Yeah, that's right.
Junge, der sieht richtig nice aus. Junge, das Auto, Mashallah. Boah, dieses schwarz-blaue, das sieht echt nice aus. Nur das BWT sieht ein bisschen fehl am Platz aus, aber es sieht echt nice aus.
Yeah, for sure. We are going to see BWT mainly pink livery in a couple of opportunities, a bit more than a couple.
Ja, würde ich sagen, er sieht besser aus als der Sauber. Ja, er sieht besser aus als der Sauber, würde ich auch sagen. Aber wir müssen die Autos auch noch auf der Strecke sehen, weil auf der Strecke sehen die nochmal anders aus.
Would you like to see the pink livery? I think we can get a sneaky peek because we've got a camera. Well, round of applause, definitely. There is a camera. There you go. Staff at Enstone all surrounding the car
das ist das
right
Ding,
now. But we
andere
need a bit
Auto.
of a countdown from all of you in order to see this pink livery and get the covers taken off. So if we could have a 3, 2, 1, they'll reveal the pink livery for us. So 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Wie unmotiviert die einfach waren. Aber entspannte Musik auf jeden Fall. Bisschen Techno, dies, das. Boah, Alter, der Pinke ist auch böse. Der Pinke sieht auch gut aus. Das sieht auch gut aus, bin ich ehrlich. Also, natürlich gefällt mir der blaue auch. Also der blaue gefällt mir ein bisschen mehr. Aber der Pinke sieht auch nochmal heftig aus, bin ich ehrlich.
Let's have a look then into the A524 and delve a little bit deeper, shall we? Bruno, thank you very much for your
Der
time.
Pinke sieht auch nicht schlecht aus, also mir gefallen beide Alpine-Lackierungen.
Who is behind it, the Alpine's technical director.
So muss es auch sein.
Matt Harmon.
Ja, der blaue gefällt mir besser. Aber nee, Mann, die blaue finde ich ein bisschen besser. Ich finde, damit der Pinke geiler wird, also geiler aussieht, müsste das Pink meiner Meinung nach ein bisschen dunkler sein. Das Pink ist mir noch zu hell. Aber so ein bisschen mehr so dunklerer Pinkton, das wird dann nochmal gefährlich kommen. Aber mir gefallen beide Autos, bin ich ehrlich, aber Blau finde ich ein Tickchen besser, aber liegt wahrscheinlich auch daran, dass ich Blau als Farbe insgesamt besser finde.
And understand what we needed to do differently. And we started that process actually originally from concept work back in week 45 of 2022, but more so after the first few races of 2023. We decided to take a very bold approach. As Bruno said, it's a brand new car from front to back. I think only the steering wheel survived. So we've really tried to look at every single area of the car to make sure that we leave no stone unturned. And we give ourselves a car that can have potential through the year. We plateaued a little bit in 523, and I think with this car, I think we have that potential.
Aber wie gesagt, beide Autos sehen krank gut aus, also mir gefallen beide Alpine. Also auch wenn ich Alpine als Team jetzt nicht so mag, aber die Lackierung, Junge, das haben sie echt gut hinbekommen.
It's very tricky in here, you know, it has a homologation requirement, as we know, with the nose, and it's important that we
Die Frage ist, was findet ihr besser, McLaren-Lackierung oder Alpine-Lackierung oder halt auch Steak oder Haas?
Moving further back, with the braking system of the car. It's very complex. It's very important with the brakes, as I'm sure you're all aware with your cars that you drive every day. It's very important to be consistent and precise. And both Esteban and Pierre really do need to be consistent and precise on the braking system. That is the first order. But after that, it's also an aerodynamic device. We need to cool the brakes, we need to cool the calipers, we need to cool the brake disc, but we also need to manage the temperature going into the tyres. And that's done by a combination of not just the blankets that you'll see on the television, but also the manner in which we let heat pass through into the carcass of the tyre. So we spend a lot of time on this, optimizing that, making sure that it's aerodynamically capable and it fits with the rest of the front end of the car.
Okay, interessant.
The front suspension is a similar concept to we had on the A523, but it is much more optimized. The kinematics are very different. The inboard suspension is slightly changed to give us more flexibility and understanding of how we can control that. If we move further back, one of the big areas that we focused on this year was the chassis. We made sure that we squeezed every single thing that we could. We need to make sure the driver is comfortable. Esteban, don't worry, you will be comfortable in the car. It's really, really important.
Esteban kann auch 2 Meter groß.
We also need to push. We need to push the structures, and we also need to give the underbody of the car the ability to increase the flow rate through the car. And I'll talk about a little bit like that later. But fundamentally, the chassis has been designed to give us the maximum amount of volume for our aerodynamicists to express themselves freely in terms of concepts, not only for the launch car, but for the first, second, third, fourth race upgrades. As we move on further back through the car, we get to the power unit. We know the power unit is broadly homologated. That does not mean it is entirely fixed. There are a number of things that we can do to make sure that we install the power unit well into the car, making best use of all the hardware.
Der Auspuff sieht komisch aus bei Alpine jedes Jahr.
It's really important that we do that. We make a lot of calculations on how we maintain all of the work done by the engine. So, for example, we've integrated the tailpipe that exits the engine into the suspension carrier around by the transmission, basically to straighten it, to reduce the pressure drop across there, making sure that every single bit of work done by the power unit is delivered at the crankshaft and therefore at the rear wheels. We've also moved the ERS unit forward, so the battery pack, as we may call it.
Das Auto sieht echt gut aus. Ich bin gespannt, wie der Mercedes aussieht. Genauso schwarz wie letztes Jahr oder silbern? Oder vielleicht sogar weiß.
We sort of move into the rear suspension, the transmission side of the car. Another challenge that we always have with the racing cars is we want optimal mass. We want to be under the weight limit, but we don't want to be too far to the point where we're not using the mass to spend back into performance. So it's really important for us to optimize that, and we've done just that. We've taken a considerable amount of mass out of the transmission, which has required a lot of validation. That has been validated in line with our full car dyno, where we also had the full powertrain system with the power unit, all of the heat rejection systems in every part of the car, including the chassis. That allowed us to do well over 3,500 kilometers, which is a fantastic collaboration between the engineers at Vira and Enstone. Moving further back, we get towards the rear suspension. The inboard rear suspension has been completely revised. The outboard suspension is also the same. We've got a brand new kinematic on the rear suspension that allows us to make and take an advantage from the manner in which the car
Also das, was er sagt, bin ich ehrlich, hört sich schon vielversprechend an für Alpine. Aber wir müssen es erstmal halt auf der Strecke sehen, wie gesagt, weil bei Alpine ist es leider so, dass sie immer viel sagen. Aber ja, Alpine halt.
There were certain tracks where we weren't as efficient as we wanted to be in terms of the downforce versus drag. Monza was one in particular. We learned from that. We designed some new things. We went to Vegas, Las Vegas. We raced there. We understood some things. We included that in this car design. This year, this car, the rear wings will be matched more heavily towards each individual event, making sure that for certain types of downforce versus drag requirement, that we're more optimal, we're closer to where we want to be from an optimum lap time. Coming back round towards the rear braking systems, very, very similar to the front. Good concepts, management of thermal behaviour, precision of the brakes, exactly the same as the front. Now we get onto the floor and bodywork. We all know that predominantly the floor creates an awful lot of the downforce of our car. It's a real driver for a lot of the performance upgrades that we will see. And an awful lot of the work that we've done in the centre of the car is to free up volume and space to express ourselves properly with that floor. You will also see on the edge of the floor, there's some fantastic design work gone in here. We've got some very interesting elements on the floor that allow us to make the most of the air passing over that area. And that actually is in combination with the bodywork. Now, one of the things that you can't see as I stand here right now is underneath the bodywork. And under there is what we call the internal bodywork. So there is another set of bodywork which you cannot see. And this allows us to control all of the mass flow through the car from the beginning as it enters into the sideboard all the way.
Also wie gesagt, hört sich alles sehr vielversprechend an, aber es muss halt auch so sein, leider. Bisschen was heißt leider, ich bin McLaren-Fan. Ich hoffe, es ist mehr Gerede als Wahrheit, tatsächlich. Ja, müssen wir erstmal sehen.
So for example, we try not to cool the exhausts. That sounds very counterintuitive, but cooling the exhaust takes away the energy of the exhaust. Taking away the energy of the exhaust means we don't have as much power at the crank. So we try to make sure we use our air where we need it and not where we don't, like we do everywhere else on the top of the car.
Sounds like you've taken quite an aggressive approach to this.
We've taken a very aggressive approach. I think
very aggressive approach.
We'll see where we are when we go to the Bahrain test. But we will be relentlessly upgrading this car, and we have an awful lot of potential to extract. We've not anywhere near achieved all of it just yet, so I look forward to it.
Great, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, Matt.
Interessant.
Right, shall we meet the trio of drivers who will be in the cockpit for this 24-race record-breaking season?
Record-breaking season. Boah, ich glaube Alpine und bei Alpine, die Fahrer, die werden sich ganz böse in die Kiste fahren dieses Jahr, die ganze Zeit. Weil Gasly und Ocon mögen sich nicht.
Please welcome to the stage Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly and reserve driver Jack Doohan. Did you get your photo? You're going to do a selfie.
Boah, Junge, der blaue sieht, Junge, ich finde der Alpine sieht schon nice aus.
What do you think?
Hello Rachel, hello everyone. Yeah, I mean we saw it for the first time today. Obviously it's been built completely. We saw it in drawings, we drove it a lot in the simulator, but to see it for the first time, yeah, it looks very aggressive, and yeah, this car there's been an enormous amount of work, going on through months and months of development, and finally very happy because, it's been a long winter, a long preparation, but we are about to get going with that launch. Everything is starting to kick off now, so yeah, I can't wait to get started.
Joyeux anniversaire, Pierre. 28, 28 today. I mean, we could sing. Do you want us to sing for you?
No,
okay,
don't do
good.
that, please.
It's a good idea,
No,
to be fair. How's this as a birthday gift?
That's probably the best birthday gift I could have hoped for. So no, it's amazing. I know a lot of work I've been done over the past few months. Obviously, we've been involved with Jack and Esteban in the simulator, talking with the guys. But just to see it live, I think a big round of applause for all the guys to get it here, because it's a 2024 car. I think it's the first time we get it all together, and in a couple of weeks' time we're going to be in Bahrain testing for the first time. And yeah, I'm just super excited to get going.
How was your winter, Esteban? I know you went go-karting with Zinedine Zidane. Is his go-karting better than your football, or?
No, he's actually really good. I mean, that shows, how much when you are top athlete, you are good at every sport. But no, since then, a lot have happened. We've been training, preparing as much as we can. And yeah, it's going to be a super long season, 24
Super
races, record-breaking season in that term. So it was very important, to be healthy, to start to have a good physical level, for that whole long season. So yeah, I feel sharp, I feel ready, and yeah, from now on it's all about eyeing that car and looking forward to being in it.
And Pierre, how was your winter? I mean, you went to an Arsenal game and they beat Liverpool. Do I need to remind you Trent's now an investor?
Yeah, I'm a big football fan. It's no surprise to anyone. But no, I mean, it was a great winter. It feels like we were in Abu Dhabi not a long time ago, so we haven't had much of a break. But as Esteban said, we're coming into a record-breaking season, 24 races. It's going to be intense. We prepared for it physically, mentally. I'm feeling in a much better place than I was 12 months ago when I came here in Enstone for the first time and met all the guys, mechanics, engineer. So now I'm really feeling amazing, and yeah, I just want to get behind the wheel, behind that car, and really push it to the limit.
Oh je.
Jack, we've seen you
Aber
enjoying
bitte
your
nicht in
winter as
Ocon
well, taking on a
reinpushen.
triathlon.
Yeah, luckily my winter was a summer, so I've been a little bit warmer. It's been a bit of a shock coming back the last few days, hence why I have a big head full of hair. Usually it's shaved, so now I brought some warmth with me, but yeah, I'm not racing this year, so I wanted to still put myself into that sort of environment and throw myself in the deep end. But no, I'm still heavily involved with the team, another year as reserve driver, spending a lot of time in the simulator, which will be extremely beneficial for me. Also then joining the guys on track, knowing exactly how they're feeling and really where we're heading into the weekend. So that will be good. As well with
Stimmt, der Typ ist Reservefahrer.
2022 and 23 car. So
Boah, keine Ahnung, was ich zu Jack Doohan sagen
yeah, I'm
soll.
really looking forward to the year ahead.
And Esteban, it's your 5th year with the team.
Könnte
Can you
gut sein,
set
aber
yourself
auch ein
some ambitions and targets for
zweiter
this year,
Logan
this early on?
Sargent.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, to be continuing the work with the team, with the brand. I've been part of this team for a very long time now. As someone was saying, when I arrived, I was, a lot smaller
Were you
than I
ever
am
that
now.
high? I can't imagine you ever being that high.
It sounds like a long time ago, and it was. I joined this team when I was 12 or 13 years old, so yeah, it's more than 10 years, and it's incredible to be continuing and racing in Formula One in the best cars in the world. So yeah, I can't wait to get going. The aim for me is obviously to extract the maximum out of the car every single time. We have a big task, to improve and progress, throughout the year. But yeah, the important is for me that task, to end the season, have no regret, and be happy with what we've done.
And Pierre, 2nd year with the team, as you said, a couple of trophies last season. What are the targets for this year?
Well, hopefully, definitely more trophies.
More trophies.
This year, but no, I think as
Das
we said,
bezweifle ich bei
we
Alpine.
came with a bold car, aggressive strategy. We know there's a lot of work ahead of us, but
Am Ende wird Alpine
definitely
Letzter,
ready for
stellt
the
euch vor.
second year with the team, so definitely feel
Die
like there's
machen
more
jetzt eine große
potential
Ansage
to
mit so,
unlock.
ja, neues Auto,
And,
neues
yeah,
Design,
excited
besser,
to get
schneller,
going, teamwork. We
mehr
know,
Effizienz und am
where we wanna
Ende
be. We
sind sie
wanna see
5. oder
the team
6.
at the top, and that's where I want to be as well. And yeah, we'll work for that.
And Jack, I know you're not racing this, you don't have a racing program of your own this year. How will you stay sharp? And is this a new aero version? Because you had a shaved head last time we saw you.
Yeah, this is the
This
new.
is aero development,
This
is
is
it?
quicker. Yeah, we redesigned the car, redesigned my hair. So no, going all in for 2024. Like I said, I think I have 10 days in the car this year and previous iterations, which will be amazing. just super grateful obviously to Alpine and everyone here at the factory, both here in Viri, and for the trust they have behind me to put this testing program towards. Also doing race support, like I said, in the simulator on all the Fridays, which will be extremely valuable for me myself, but also to have another race driver in the simulator as well, handing back to the team. So I look forward to staying sharp even though I'm not racing.
Well, I've mentioned 24 races.
Ja,
As you
Digga.
reminded me earlier, though, Esteban. It's 30, really, because you've got 6 sprint weekends. Any of them stand out for you as you look ahead to that
Yeah, I mean,
calendar?
for sure. I mean, every year, I got a couple of favorite circuits. Suzuka, Budapest are definitely the ones that stands out for me. Really, cool flow, and the Formula One car really comes alive. In those times when you go through those circuits. Really high grip, cool places, and yeah, can't wait to be sitting in that and experience that in those places.
And which race are you looking forward to taking this one around?
To start the first one, and then the second, and the third. I mean, every race is going to be, we're going to come with the same mentality and try to deliver the best job we can. Yeah, as you said, 30 races, there are going to be a lot of opportunities. We know we'll have to work hard at the start and see where we stand in Bahrain at the first test of the season. But it's going to be a long season. They're going to be great chances, and yeah, we'll make sure we're there to get them.
Not long to go, just a couple of weeks until the car's on track. Thank you very much to Esteban, to Pierre, and to Jack. And that concludes this, I think so. I think a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes the Alpine 2024 Motorsports launch. We've heard from drivers across World Endurance, Formula One, and we've seen the real machines today. They're ready
Das
to
waren
take
sogar die
on
echten
a
Autos,
very
stimmt,
busy
ja.
global campaign. 2024 has definitely started, and we're very excited to see what Alpine Motorsports can achieve. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you to you wherever you are watching this from. It's been a pleasure to have you along, and we will see you on track very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye. Ja, das Pinke sieht auch nicht schlecht aus, aber ich finde das Blaue ein bisschen besser. Was ich jetzt schauen wollte... Stellt euch jetzt vor, meine Nummer würde geleakt werden in dem Livestream. So, jetzt schauen wir mal uns ein bisschen die technischen Sachen an. Und das wird das echte Auto gewesen sein. Gut, ich kann nicht hier näher ranzoomen. Schauen wir uns mal oben die Ansicht an. Also der Typ hatte schon gesagt, dass der Motor halt ein bisschen mehr eingebaut wird und dass es hinten schmaler verläuft. Ja. Okay. Ja, das Design ist aggressiver. Die haben jetzt auch diese Sidepods. Die sind auch ein bisschen... Die haben diese Schlucht, wie ich immer sage. Der Unterboden ist anders, diese Zacken da. Okay, Frontflügel ist glaube ich auch ein bisschen anders. Ja, vom Design her sieht es schon relativ aggressiv aus, aber es muss halt auch am Ende des Tages fahren können. Und das ist das Problem. Okay, ich kann mal der Formel 1 nicht schauen. Instagram. Oh, da muss ich mich anmelden, darauf habe ich jetzt keinen Bock. Ja. Ich meine, wir können ja den Livestream nochmal anschauen. Ja, das ist ein bisschen höher gelegen, das Auto. Die Sidepods sind ein bisschen unterhalb, ein bisschen enger. Das Teil hier ist, glaube ich, fast gleich geblieben. Heckflügel sieht anders aus, Frontflügel ist anders. Der Unterboden. Ja, ich sag's so wie es ist, ich bin gespannt auf Alpine. Die haben jetzt natürlich viele Sachen anders gemacht. Aber ich sag's mal so, es könnte halt bei Alpine auch nach hinten losgehen. Bin ich ehrlich. Also Alpine ist halt immer so, naja, gewesen. Ja, aber an der Stelle würde ich auch den Livestream beenden. Tatsächlich. Jetzt habe ich fast eine gute Stunde gestreamt. 45 Minuten, glaube ich. Ja, morgen muss ich mal schauen. Lass uns morgen mal schauen, dass alles morgen veröffentlicht wird. Morgen Racing Bulls. Darauf bin ich tatsächlich auch gespannt, weil die wollen sich wieder an der Lackierung, alten Toro Rosso Lackierung orientieren, sage ich mal. Und wir werden, denke ich mal, sehen, wie das aussieht. Bis jetzt aber sind die besten zwei Lackierungen für mich die McLaren Lackierung und tatsächlich auch die Alpine Lackierung. Ich fand das sauber, fand die saubere Lackierung jetzt nicht unbedingt so nice, wie es andere fanden. Die Williams Lackierung fand ich ging fit. Die Haas Lackierung, das ist mir ein bisschen zu, also das ist mir dann im Endeffekt dann im Nachhinein doch bisschen zu durcheinander gewesen. Ja, mal schauen, wie es aussieht. Mal schauen, wie die Autos auf den Strecken aussehen. Also wir hatten jetzt bis jetzt keine Autos, wo ich sagen würde, oh, das sieht jetzt richtig schlecht aus. Also im Vergleich zu letztes Jahr, zumindest von der Lackierung her, hat Alpine eine deutliche Steigerung gehabt. Hat jetzt eine deutliche Steigerung. Das WEC-Auto sieht ebenfalls gut aus. Da ist noch mal kurz zu erwähnen, aber ja. Ja, mal schauen. Dann würde ich mich tatsächlich verabschieden. Lasst gerne ein Like und ein Abo da. Und man sieht sich dann im nächsten Video. Haut rein.